If you've been questioning the timing of your life, wondering if Spirit has forgotten about you, this Crown Chakra reading may be the confirmation you've been waiting for. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Sacred Season Healing. I'm so grateful that you're here with me today. Today's reading, as I already mentioned, is the Crown Chakra Tarot Reading, and we're going to explore the connection with divine guidance, spiritual wisdom, trust, and surrender. Okay? The Crown Chakra, it reminds us that even when we can't see the entire path ahead of us, Spirit is always working behind the scenes for us. Okay? So if you've been feeling disconnected or uncertain about your next step, or even wondering if you're truly being guided, this reading is here to offer clarity, encouragement, and a fresh perspective. Okay? So as always, remember this is a collective reading, so take what resonates with you and gently leave behind what doesn't. Trust your own intuition above all else, okay? Let's see what Spirit would like for us to know today. And you can take a few deep breaths and invite Spirit to give you the messages that you need to receive today. Okay, Spirit, the first question I'd like to ask you is, what spiritual energy is the collective being invited to connect with more deeply through the Crown Chakra at this time? Please show us clearly. Thank you, Spirit. What spiritual energy is the collective being invited to connect with more deeply through the Crown Chakra at this time? Thank you, Spirit. We have the Nine of Pentacles. Okay. Is there anything else, Spirit? We have the Page of Pentacles. Okay. Anything else? We have the Seven of Pentacles. Okay. And is there anything else? Nope. Okay. The next question I'd like to ask Spirit is, what is currently creating resistance, doubt, or disconnection from divine guidance? What is currently creating resistance, doubt, or disconnection from divine guidance? Please show us clearly. Thank you. Okay, we have the Queen of Wands. Anything else, Spirit? Well, that one acted like it was supposed to come out. Okay, I think I need to go through it one more time. Is there anything else, Spirit? What is currently creating resistance, doubt, or disconnection from divine guidance? Nope. Okay. All right. The next question. What strength, spiritual gift, or inner wisdom is awakening as the collective continues trusting their higher path? Please show us clearly. Thank you, Spirit. What strength, spiritual gift, or inner wisdom is awakening as the collective continues trusting their higher path? What strength, spiritual gift, or inner wisdom is awakening as the collective continues trusting their higher path, Spirit? Please show us clearly. Thank you. Okay. Okay, we have the Ten of Wands and the King of Cups. Okay. So now what I'd like to do is pause for a moment and take a look at the messages that have come out so far. So the first question was, what spiritual energy is the collective being invited to connect with more deeply through the crown chakra at this time? And we have the 9 of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles, and the 7 of Pentacles, okay? I think Spirit's inviting the collective to recognize that they are already enough. The 9 of Pentacles reminds us that our worth isn't determined by outside validation or accomplishments or another person's approval. It's more like true abundance begins with recognizing the value that already exists within us, okay? And then with the Page of Pentacles here, it encourages us to remain teachable. You know, every experience, whether it felt like a success or a disappointment, it's offered wisdom that can help guide our next chapter. So Spirit is asking us to stay curious and continue learning, okay? And then with the 7 of Pentacles, I think it invites us to honestly evaluate where we're investing our time, our energy, and our heart. You could just simply ask yourself, is this investment aligning with the future I'm trying to create? Is it producing the growth I hoped for? Or is Spirit encouraging me to plant my seed somewhere else now? Okay, somewhere new. When we recognize our own worth and we stay open to learning and invest our energy intentionally, we become much more receptive to divine guidance, okay? And then with our second question, what is currently creating resistance, doubt, or disconnection from divine guidance? And we have the Queen of Wands here. So this tells me that the resistance isn't because Spirit has stopped communicating with you. Instead, it may come from doubting yourself or forgetting the powerful light that already exists within you. The Queen of Wands, she's confident, she's courageous, and she's deeply connected to her authentic self. When we question our abilities or compare ourselves to others or even allow fear to keep us small, we can begin to second guess the intuitive messages that Spirit is sending us, okay? So I think Spirit is encouraging the collective to step fully into your own power, okay? Believe in yourself, trust your gifts, and trust your intuition, because you don't have to have every answer before taking the next step, okay? And just remember, the more confidence that you build in yourself, the more clearly you'll recognize the guidance that has been there all along. Divine guidance becomes easier to hear when you stop doubting your inner wisdom and begin trusting that Spirit chose you for the path you're walking, okay? Now, with the next question that we asked Spirit, what strength, spiritual gift, or inner wisdom is awakening as the collective continues trusting their higher path? And we got the 10 of Wands and the King of Cups. So I think Spirit's helping the collective recognize which burdens truly belong to them and which burdens they've been carrying for everyone else, okay? So part of spiritual growth is understanding that you are not responsible for fixing every situation or carrying every emotional weight, okay, of other people. Some things are simply not yours to hold, okay? So as you release those unnecessary burdens, the energy of the King of Cups begins to emerge. And the King of Cups represents things like emotional wisdom, compassion, and inner stability. So rather than reacting from emotion or becoming trapped in overthinking, you're learning to balance both your heart and your mind, okay? And that emotional balance, it creates space for greater clarity and stronger intuition and a deeper connection with Spirit. When your inner world becomes calm and centered, it's much easier to recognize the guidance or the signs and the gentle nudges that have been there all along, okay? So I think this is a beautiful message so far for the Crown Chakra reading. It seems to be the overarching theme here seems to be knowing your worth, invest your energy wisely, Release what isn't yours to carry, okay? And trust the wisdom that Spirit has already placed within you, okay? Okay, so at this time, before we move into the second half of today's reading, let's take a moment to pause and reflect on what Spirit has already revealed here to us today. You may want to grab your journal and spend a few moments with these reflection questions, either now or a little later. So here's the first question. Where in my life am I being invited to recognize my own worth instead of seeking validation from others? Okay. What lessons from my past am I now ready to fully integrate and carry forward with wisdom? Where am I investing my time and energy? And is it creating the life I truly want? What burdens or responsibilities am I carrying that no longer belong to me? And how can I create more space for stillness so I can hear Spirit's guidance more clearly? Okay? There are no right or wrong answers to these questions. Simply allow yourself to be honest, compassionate, and curious as you reflect on them. Okay? So if today's message is resonating with you and supporting your healing journey, I would truly appreciate your support. Please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to Sacred Season Healing, and share this reading with someone who may need it. Okay? Every like, comment, and share helps these messages reach more people who may be searching for guidance and healing and hope. So I'd love to hear from you as well in the comments, okay? So what message or card resonated with you the most today? All right, let's continue now and see what additional wisdom Spirit has for us. I'd like to ask next, Spirit, what truth, healing perspective, or shift in mindset will help the collective strengthen their connection to divine guidance and open their crown chakra more fully? What truth, healing perspective, or shift in mindset will help the collective strengthen their connection to divine guidance and open their crown chakra more fully? Please show us clearly, Spirit. Thank you. Okay, we have the Six of Wands. And next I'd like to ask Spirit, what is the most important message that Spirit wants the collective to remember as they continue trusting their spiritual journey? Most important message, Spirit, that you have for the collective today as they continue trusting their spiritual journey. Okay, Ace of Swords. See if there's anything else here. Anything else, Spirit? Most important message you want the collective to remember. Anything else? No. Okay. And then finally, what blessing, spiritual gift, opportunity, or transformation is likely to unfold as the collective continues opening and balancing their crown chakra? Please show us clearly, Spirit, what blessing, spiritual gift, opportunity, or transformation is likely to unfold. Thank you. The Four of Cups. Anything else, Spirit? Okay, the Five of Wands. Anything else? The Four of Pentacles. Anything else, Spirit? Nope. Okay. Let's take a look at Spirit's messages now. Whoops. Okay, so we asked what truth, healing perspective, or shift in mindset will help the collective strengthen their connection to divine guidance and open their crown chakra more fully. And we got the Six of Wands. So I think the healing perspective here is truly just to believe in yourself. Because the Six of Wands, it reminds us that success isn't reserved for everyone else. It's available to you too. And Spirit is asking you to stop assuming the worst and start expecting that your efforts, your growth, and your healing will lead somewhere meaningful. You will be successful. Okay, so have confidence in who you're becoming. Celebrate how far you've already come instead of only focusing on how far you still have to go. Okay? And when you believe that you're capable and worthy and supported by the universe, you naturally become more open to receiving divine guidance. So confidence isn't arrogance, okay? It's trusting that spirit wouldn't place a dream on your heart without also helping you grow into it, okay? So believe in yourself. I think that's a beautiful message there. And then the next question we asked is, what is the most important message Spirit wants the collective to remember as they continue trusting their spiritual journey? And we got the Ace of Swords. So Spirit's message is beautifully clear, I think, because this is seek the truth, speak the truth, and live your truth, okay? So the Ace of Swords, it represents clarity, wisdom, and breakthrough moments. Sometimes divine guidance isn't complicated. It simply asks us to be honest with ourselves, okay? So just notice what feels true in your heart. Pay attention to the insights, the realizations, and the moments of clarity that come your way, okay? The more willing you are to acknowledge the truth, even when it's uncomfortable, the more your path becomes clear. So just remember, truth cuts through confusion, and clarity creates space for Spirit's guidance to flow to you and through you, okay? And then we asked, what blessing, spiritual gift, opportunity, or transformation is likely to unfold as the collective continues opening and balancing their crown chakra? And we have the Four of Cups, the Five of Wands, and the Four of Pentacles. So at first glance, these may seem like challenging cards, but together they tell a beautiful story of transformation, really. The Four of Cups, it suggests that you'll begin seeing opportunities that you may have overlooked in the past, okay? Instead of focusing on the disappointments and what didn't work out, you'll become more aware of the new blessings and possibilities that Spirit is placing in front of you. So it's that cup coming out of the sky there from Spirit. You'll begin noticing those, okay? And then with the Five of Wands, it shows that as your perspective shifts, much of the inner conflict, self-doubt, and mental struggle you've been carrying begins to settle, okay? So rather than feeling pulled in different directions, you'll experience greater peace and clarity. And then finally, we had the Four of Pentacles. Now, this represents learning to release that fear and loosen your grip on what no longer serves you, okay? So whether that's old beliefs or past hurts, limiting expectations, or the need to control every outcome, Spirit is gently inviting you to open your heart and trust, okay? So the blessing isn't simply receiving something new. It's becoming the version of yourself who is finally open enough to receive it, okay? So as your crown chakra comes into greater balance, you'll recognize opportunities more easily, experience greater inner peace, and trust that what is meant for you will never pass you by, okay? So I think the central message here today is believe in yourself, trust the truth that Spirit reveals, release the fear and old disappointments, because your next opportunity can only be received with an open mind and an open heart and faith in divine timing. So that, creates an uplifting conclusion, I think, for us all, because it's not, a lot of times the messages can sound like, oh, well, that's easier said than done. It's easy to say that. It's not so easy to do. And you're right. But what you need to do is just trust your healing journey, and that every small step is taking you closer to Spirit's message today and what the true blessing will be in the end. Okay? Okay. So now what I'd like to do next is move into some healing tools to support your crown chakra. So if today's reading resonated with you, here are a few healing tools you can work with throughout the week to continue opening and balancing your crown chakra. Okay, we'll start with affirmations. Here's the first one. I trust divine timing and divine guidance. I am deeply connected to my higher wisdom. I am worthy of the blessings Spirit has prepared for me. I release fear and embrace clarity. I trust myself, my intuition, and the path unfolding before me. Some sound frequency, try listening to 963 hertz. This is commonly associated with the crown chakra and higher consciousness. Also spiritual connection in like unity, okay? So even 10 to 20 minutes during meditation or quiet reflection can help you feel more centered and receptive, okay? Some crystals you might want to work with are clear quartz, amethyst, selenite, selenite, apophyllite. I'm going to spell it apophyllite or something like that. apophyllite. And then moonstone, okay? So essential oils, frankincense, sandalwood, lavender, myrrh, and lotus, okay, if you can find that. That one's a little hard to find. Some movements and practices for you could be meditation, silent prayer or contemplation, deep breathing exercises, gentle yoga with seated twists and restorative poses. You could try spending time in nature without distractions, or sit quietly and simply observe your thoughts without any judgment, okay? And lastly, some self-care ideas. You could spend a few minutes in silence before reaching for your phone each morning. You could write down any dreams, intuitive nudges, or recurring signs you've noticed throughout the week. You could take a mindful walk and notice the beauty around you. You could read something that inspires your spiritual growth. Practice gratitude by writing down 3 blessings each day, no matter how small they are. Still a blessing. Okay? So remember, healing doesn't always happen through dramatic breakthroughs. It often is, it's the small, consistent choices we make each day that create the greatest transformation over time. Okay? So before you go, if this reading brought you clarity, encouragement, or simply reminded you that you're not walking this journey alone, please consider liking this video, subscribing to Sacred Season Healing, and sharing it with someone who may need this message today. Okay? And I'd also love to hear from you in the comments, of course, what message or card or insight resonated with you the most in today's reading. Your comments help build a beautiful community of people who are healing, growing, and supporting one another. Okay? So in closing, thank you so much for spending this time with me today and allowing me to be a part of your healing journey. And as always, remember that your intuition is one of your greatest gifts. Spirit is always communicating with you through your inner knowing, through synchronicities, through moments of clarity, and sometimes through the quiet spaces in between. So trust that every step you're taking is preparing you for what's meant to unfold. Okay? And until next time, continue choosing yourself, continue choosing healing, and continue trusting the beautiful path that is unfolding before you. Take good care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye.